Hello, young math Padawans. It's Mrs. Angel with a quick lesson on what is the difference between an expression and an equation. Well, the biggest difference is that an equation will always have an equal sign. Another difference that we sometimes don't talk about is that equations can either be true or false. For example, this is a true equation. 2 plus 2 equals 4 because both sides of the equation have a value of 4 and it's equal on both sides. This equation, however, is false because the left side of the equation has a value of 5, whereas the right side has 4, and they are not equal. Expressions do not have an equal sign. They have numbers, variables, and operations. For example, if you just see 2 plus 2 without any equal sign, you're looking at an expression. Another expression could be 2 times the group of 3 minus 4. Again, you see parentheses, you see numbers, you see adding and subtracting, but no equal sign. Lastly, expressions are neither true nor false. They just exist. So what do we call the answer to an expression? We call it the value of the expression. So for example, if I were to ask you to simplify the expression 3 times the group of 2 minus 4, that would end up with an answer of -6. But because this is an expression, we would say that the value of this expression is -6. You can also see expressions that have variables. For example, 3x plus 7 when x is -3. So we're looking for a very specific value here. What is the value of the expression when x is -3? Well, when you plug in -3, you end up with a value of -2. So our sentence here would be that the value of this expression when x is -3 is -2. What do you call the answer to an equation? That's called the solution. So let's say I have an equation, 10 plus blank equals 15. What is the solution here? Well, the solution to this equation has to be 5 because 10 plus 5 equals 15. What about this equation? 2x equals 12. Well, basically that's saying 2 times what equals 12? 2 times 6 equals 12. So the solution to this equation is x equals 6 because 2 times 6 is equal to 12. Let's look at a couple examples. Is this an expression or an equation? If you said expression, you are correct because there is no equal sign here. So what can we do? We can just go in and simplify. 5 times 3 is 15 and 2 plus 15 is 17. So the value of this expression is 17. Is this an expression or an equation? If you said equation, you are correct because it has an equal sign. So 2 plus what number equals 15? 2 plus 13 equals 15. So the solution to this equation is 13 because 2 plus 13 equals 15. Is this an expression or an equation? This one might be a little tough because you see an equal sign, but this is an expression because it's asking us to find the value of the expression when x is 2. So 3x minus 4 is the expression. X equals 2 is what we're plugging in. When you plug in 2, 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 minus 4 is 2. So we would say that the value of this expression is 2 when x equals 2. Is this an expression or an equation? You guessed it, this is an equation because it has an equal sign. What number plus 4 equals 2 times 3? Well, 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 plus 4 is 6. So the solution to this equation is 2, because 2 plus 4 is equal to 2 times 3. They both equal 6. Is this an expression or an equation? This is an expression. When x equals 5, that means that we're adding 5 plus 3 and dividing by 4, which is 8 divided by 4, or 2. So the value of this expression is 2 when x equals 5. Is this an expression or an equation? This is an equation because now we're given 3x plus 3 equals 9 when x equals 2. So now we're asked to figure out, wait a minute, is 2 the solution here? Well, let's plug it in. 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 plus 3 is 9. So we would say that the solution to this equation is x equals 2 because it makes the equation true. Now, what about this one? Is this an expression or an equation? This is also an equation, and again, we're being asked the question, is -1 a solution or not? So to figure that out, we have to plug it in. 2 times -1 is -2, and -2 plus 3 does not equal 5. So here, the solution to this equation is not x equals -1 because that makes the equation false. Final example, is this an expression or an equation? This is an expression, no equal sign. So what's the value of the expression when x equals -2? Well, if you plug in -2, 2 times -2 is -4. 5 times -2 is -10. 4 plus -4 is just like 4 minus 4, which is 0. And subtracting -10 is equivalent to adding. 0 plus 10 is 10. So the value of this expression is 10 when x equals -2. Here are some sentence starters that might help. When you're given an equation, the sentence is always going to be, the solution to this equation is, or the solution to this equation is not, blank, because it either makes it true or false. When you're given an expression, your sentence is always going to be, the value of the expression is. That's it for today's lesson. I will see you next time.